Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Hadley Unwritten. My name is Hadley. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, I felt that in my throat. My name is Hadley. Today I'm going to be answering 5 common questions about writing. My hair's a mess. I gotta fix this. Okay, so first of all, is how did you start writing? How long have you been writing? And I actually have a funny story for that. Okay, so I started writing in grade 4. I was laying in bed at night, and I left my door open so the cats could come in. And I remember thinking, I was looking at that crack of light between the door and the door frame, and I remember thinking, like, what if somebody came in and kidnapped me or my sister? And I have a very close bond with my sister now, but back then I was a naive daydreamer, so I did not appreciate the gravity of what would have actually happened. But I was like, what if somebody came in and kidnapped me or my sister? And I thought that was like the greatest thing ever, because then they would take me to a castle in the woods and she would be like a witch or whatever. And thus a story called The Long Lost Sister was born, and basically is about these 4 siblings, 2 sisters, 2 brothers, and one of the sisters gets taken by a witch into a castle in the woods, and then their memories are wiped, and then her sister starts to get like memories and weird visions back, and she and her brothers, they go off into the woods and find her. And let me tell you, that first draft of that, in grade 4, what I thought was the greatest thing, was so bad. It was like, it's actually hilarious to reread now. It was like, they randomly got powers. They fell in love, spur of the instant. They saw the person's face and fell in love. Oh, and they befriended a hedgehog and a polar bear. And moose. They rode moose through the woods. But I'm rewriting it now. I kind of hit a wall with it, but that's okay, because it's gonna go great. It's gonna go so much better than the first draft. It might actually make sense this time. But yeah, that was how I got into writing. So I've been writing for I was in grade 4 now, and I'm in grade 11 now, so that's like 7 years. 7 years, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so next common question about writing is like, what genre do you write? For me, I write fantasy, romantasy, or romance, just because I read those more often. I'm writing a dystopian one right now, actually, which is pretty cool. And I'm writing a paranormal one as well. And I just started a fantasy concept today, which is really cool. I'm so excited for that. And then I'm also writing a romance Christmas novella, which is, very exciting. I hit, I think, 17,000 words today. So 18,000 actually. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so proud of myself for that, because it's going great. And my plan is to actually, publish it when I'm done writing and editing it. So that's going to be good. I'm super excited for that. I will be posting more about it this December, so stay tuned. And I am going to talk about it a lot more in the future. So keep an eye out. Also, I am going to be posting a video about what it's about. So if you're curious, if you're looking for a good short Christmassy read, then I recommend you check that out in the days to come. How do you get motivation? So the thing about motivation is it comes and goes. It's like dedication and determination and what's the word for it? Discipline that stay. But if you have an idea that you're passionate about, then it's a lot easier to write. But of course, you have to get the idea first, and that's a whole other problem. My advice on that would probably be to just watch movies, listen to music, read. The paranormal story I'm working on was inspired by Teen Wolf and Brother by Codaline and Hold On by Cord Overstreet. And then a fantasy book I just finished a while ago was inspired by Lord of the Rings. And this dystopian one was a little bit inspired by the Bible and the gifts of the Spirit, which is really cool. So yeah, so you just have to find an idea, and then if you have the idea and you're passionate about it, then the writing's going to come a lot smoother than it would if you just had motivation. Our next question is, do you outline? No, I personally do not outline, but that's because I find, weirdly enough, whenever I say my ideas out loud or write them down in their full context and description, I can never write them. It stays in my head, which is like the drawing board, until the executives, which are the characters, are happy with that. And I said that in yesterday's video too. Another big question is like, what's your biggest struggle? My biggest struggle is whenever I finish a really good idea that I'm super passionate about, I can then never find another good idea until I find a really good idea, you know? Like, I finished Dawn of the Chosen. I did a video about that, and you can go check it out if you want. It should look like this. And once I finish that story, I'm like, I can't move on from it until I find another epic idea, and then that process of finding that epic idea can take weeks or months, and I don't even know when it's going to show up. Dawn of the Chosen, the first sentence came to me in the middle of the night, similar to Long Lost Sister, but it makes a lot more sense than that. It came to me in the middle of the night, just like, there once was a land with 5 islands, and I was like, oh, okay, what are these 5 islands like? And then I developed it from there. And I think also, if you just have a scene in your head, I'd encourage you to write that scene down, and then see if you can just build off that scene. It doesn't matter if the scene's in the middle of the book, it doesn't matter if it's at the end or in the beginning. Just write it down and see if you can build off that. If you want more writing advice like that, then you can go check out this video right here. I just posted it yesterday. What if your story starts one way but ends a different way? Then the executives, the characters, have decided to change plans, and that's okay. It's their story, not yours. You're just basically documenting it. You know, you do have some sway, of course. You can, you make them, obviously, but it's okay if they want to go one way, you know? Things change. The first draft is kind of like just write whatever you want to write, and the second draft is when you edit it and you refine it into what you want it to really be. And so if it starts one way and then another, don't worry about it. That's obviously the way it was meant to go. So don't sweat it. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay tuned for the rest of December, because we're doing Vlogmas. I'm going to be posting every day. And stay tuned for novella updates. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. Merry Christmas. Bye. Why did I say it like Hadley? That's how people said my name in school if they didn't say Haley or something else. We haven't decorated yet, which I'm super sad about, but Merry Christmas in December. It's gonna be awesome.